Do you enjoy gut-wrenching betrayals and heartbreak? What about gods of chaos meddling in the affairs of mortals? If you enjoy redemption arcs, corrupt CEOs getting their just desserts, different factions fighting for their life in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and stories that leave you curious about what next shark jump is on the way, you might just want to hop on Roblox. In a world drowning in chintzy horror, it's nigh impossible to truly separate the rice from the husk. Can you truly tell at a glance if a game is god tier, or if it would be better left to the dogs? How can you know if something had a bit of a rough start but will polish into gold, or if you're about to spend several precious hours of your life scrubbing a turd? There's only one way to know for sure. Follow along as we work to uncover what games are a diamond in the rough and what games are pure, unadulterated. Piggy is a Roblox horror game created by user Minitoon in January of 2020. Though the game surged in popularity on the platform, I was personally first introduced to it via the sheerly obnoxious number of Piggy toys that flooded the aisles of my local Walmart. What were these creepy little things? Are they really meant for kids? Why are these different figures of the skin so ugly? Lots of questions, and honestly, poor biases flooded my mind whenever I saw the toys, ultimately giving me a poor impression of the game. In fact, making a SLOP horror video about Piggy was started under the assumption that this would be an easy, one-and-done game bad moment. But I am very pleasantly surprised to be wrong. Let me not get too far ahead of myself though. We still need to figure out what Piggy even is. Piggy is a cooperative horror experience played on the online gameplay and creation platform, Roblox. Each game mode often acts as survival horror, where players must run from the infected enemies on each map, though there are weapons that can be used to stun or otherwise neutralize them for a short time. As far as objectives go, each level has a fairly similar goal. Get out. Between finding items to unlock cabinets, using the contents found to unlock doors, and thus opening up more of each map, the gameplay has a simplistic feel that still carries enough weight to it to keep the rounds from becoming too samey over time. Speaking of the level design, they are actually fairly good, especially for being built in Roblox. The start can be a bit frantic, more on that later, but there are usually enough cut-throughs and passageways that only a player can traverse that mean that you're not gonna be left stranded and at the enemy's mercy. And even those places can usually be escaped from if you're playing PvP and can trick the child on the other end of the screen into forgetting that you exist. With that being said, it is, of course, a Roblox game, which means the graphics are, well, Roblox. A bit chunky and without all that much shading, but from my own personal experience playing the game, the graphics and lighting didn't act as too much of a hindrance. Key items needed for the level are clearly defined and easy enough to grab, though the fact that necessary items such as keys and tools remain in the exact same super visible state even after another player has used them can lead to a bit of confusion vis-a-vis, wait, if some other player has already unlocked the door, then why am I even carrying the key to it? And fortunately, in areas such as vents with enemies, it's fairly easy to see which way is dangerous. In spite of my own skill issues with the game. To top it off, the music within the game is actually pretty good in my opinion. The title theme sets the mood for a spooky chase simulator very nicely, though I do really wish more of the levels had background music throughout. It can get pretty monotonous just running around with the sound of your and other players' footsteps being the only sounds you hear. Much more interesting than that is the history of the game's creation. Made originally as a way for Minitoon to test bot pathfinding, the game was just something to be shared with his group of friends for a silly evening of fun. After all, the concept of Peppa Pig chasing and trying to axe murder you is just ridiculous enough for a good few laughs. Though the blatant Peppa imagery and soundtracks would be removed to avoid legal legal issues, you can still see her influence in the game's character designs and naming conventions. The change seems to have happened right in the nick of time, because after word of game spread through word of mouth and a bit of advertising, Piggy gained fast and honestly shocking popularity. Piggy would go on to win the 2021 Bloxy for Game of the Year and earn the title of Builderman's Award of Excellence. Further, in 2022, the game would win the Best Content Update Award for its Piggy's Breakout update, as well as going on to be nominated for more Roblox-centric awards in the future, with the game reaching over 10 billion, yes, with a B, visits since its creation, producing tons of merchandise and generating a fairly dedicated fan base. Dedicated enough to get me hate comments just from the title of my playtest stream. Piggy must be something special, right? Sure, it may not have AAA graphics, unique and new game mechanics, or even voice acting or character model acting to really speak of, but something drew in an unimaginable audience. Something more than the jokey appeal of a goofy Peppa Pig zombie AU. Something more than a child's affinity to latch on to whatever they see and can play. And that something, in my opinion, is the game's storyline. Yes, it is at times clumsily executed, and twists are often broadcasted from miles away, but those factors don't diminish the narrative being told. Over the dozen chapters available in Book 1 to players, Piggy's lore developed into something bigger. Something that I would not at all be shocked to see made into a dramatic show targeted at young adults on the CW right alongside Riverdale, Supergirl, and old reruns of Supernatural. So, let's go over said narrative. You start the game as a cop from the city of Lucella, investigating the disappearance of a child named Georgie Piggy. You arrive at the Piggy family residence to investigate, but are quickly caught off guard and knocked unconscious, the only sound you hear being the oink of a pig. You then awaken in the house and have to escape as what you perceive to be a monster chases you, deciding to go back to the police station for backup. Once there, you hear the voice of your coworker and patrol partner Doggy warning you of a monster over the intercoms. It doesn't take much investigating to discover that the monster is actually the mother of the Piggy family, seemingly in the same enraged and powerful state as her daughter. After meeting up with Doggy and plotting your escape, the two of you decide that this is much bigger than a simple case of a missing child, committing yourselves to getting to the bottom of things as you drive away. Your getaway car soon runs out of gas, however, stranding you in the city where you are quickly surrounded by more infected citizens. You and Doggy escape to the nearby gallery for shelter and to regroup before heading to the forest for better cover, discussing how you cannot let yourself forget who you are, even in such a dire situation. A few weeks pass in the forest, with the infection within the city growing too dangerous to even consider fighting alone. However, just when you begin to dwell on what could be happening, Doggy is mysteriously infected, with the only evidence being a glass bottle left nearby. Now, having to escape your infected friend and the other infected drawn in by the commotion, you flee the forest, with your only guiding light being a walkie-talkie found during your escape. The person on the other end turns out to be local billionaire Mr. P, who urges you to find and help his friend escape the nearby school, promising to meet you in the sewers and help you further once that's done. You agree, rescuing Bunny from the infected school teacher and making your way to the sewers before suddenly losing consciousness, allegedly from exhaustion. The last thing you see is Bunny assuring your safety as you are wheeled away on a hospital stretcher, as well as some hallucinations, but I'm sure that won't come back to bite us later. Waking up in the hospital after treatment, you discover that Mr. P will be waiting for you and Bunny on the roof in his helicopter to talk more. Before you can make your way to him, however, the hospital is overrun by infected. You must make your way through the infected raid, fight off armed hospital staff, and power through to the roof, all while Bunny battles her own infection, unbeknownst to you. Unfortunately, the pair of you are too late, and Mr. P has abandoned you, leaving only a note reading, "I have to do this for our own good," behind. The two of you decide to head to the metro in search of safer transportation. However, soon after arriving, Bunny tells you that she's feeling unwell, and leaves you her crossbow as you attempt to get the train back in working order, all while dodging this newly zombified Piggy at every turn. Once the train is working again, Bunny still refuses to go with you. It is then revealed that she was not infected by the attack at the hospital, but by by a potion Mr. P gave to her without your knowledge. A potion in a bottle strangely similar to the one found back when Doggy suddenly became infected. With the knowledge that she will soon turn, you are forced to leave Bunny to fight the others off on her own as the train brings you to a new destination. In search of Mr. P, you find yourself at the carnival, where you must dodge an infected clown and fox as you try to break into where you believe Mr. P may be hiding. Instead of the billionaire, however, you find two new survivors named Pony and Zizzy, the former of which seems quite on edge, but is dissuaded from attacking you when Zizzy notes that you, unlike the infected, can actually talk. They decide to bring you to their safe house in order to get more information out of you. In order to get there, though, the three of you must first pass through the dangerous city crawling with infected. To get to the safe zone, you must fix the mechanisms to open the gate, while two geriatric infected give chase. Once safely inside, your group shares stories and reminisces on what life was like before the infection took hold. As you talk, however, a mysterious figure watches from behind a nearby dumpster, running away before you can catch them. You and Zizzy chase the observer to the mall, while Pony stays behind at the safe house. While searching for the mysterious figure, you two are chased by a mall security protocol droid that has been programmed to protect against intruders. Between dodging the droid and the infected mousey crawling through the vents, you eventually discover that the mysterious figure was the missing and presumed infected Georgie. He ran to the city after his family started showing concerning symptoms in search of his grandmother, but discovering that she, one of the infected from the previous level, was already gone. The boy did his best to hide and survive on his own. You and Zizzy take him back to the safe zone, where you meet a small cast of other survivors, including engineering student Mimi, biologist Giraffe, and Zizzy's younger sisters, Z and Zuzi. The reunion is interrupted quickly, however, as Mimi claims to have tracked down Mr. P's helicopter to a nearby military outpost. You, Zizzy, and Pony all travel to the outpost in search of answers, finding it infested with infected soldiers. While trying to make your way further into the military base and towards the power plant within, you discover that Georgie stowed away in order to confront Mr. P, the perpetrator of his family's demise. This is actually a plot point I really enjoyed. It was set up in the previous chapter that he's good at hiding from the zombified citizens, something that feels a bit suspicious at the time but becomes more believable when used in later chapters. Unfortunately, well plotted out or not, his presence draws many infected to your location, leaving Zizzy and Pony to fend off the attackers as you and Georgie delve further into the plant in search of Mr. P. The plant is the final chapter within Piggy Book 1, and it actually has 3 separate endings. In the true ending, you and Georgie confront Mr. P, who insists on being left alone. When you refuse, he decides that you are just as stubborn as he was when trying to save his wife, and tries to put an end to you. You're then chased by Mr. P with a plasma gun and an infected researcher named Badgie, as you try to find a way to bring the man back to his senses, all while being confronted with aggressive hallucinations of Doggy and Bunny born from your guilt over their infection. Ultimately, finding and showing Mr. P a photo of his wife brings the billionaire to his knees, where he confesses his regrets. After convincing Georgie not to end the man who caused him and his family so much pain, Mr. P finally gives you the answers that you've been seeking this whole time. Mrs. P fell horribly ill with a condition called linneoma, a disease that's mostly unknown and seemingly contained within the city of Lucella. Mr. P used his wealth to push for a cure, leading to a hastily developed oral remedy that even the doctors in charge of its creation believed to be unstable. Even so, Mr. P ordered for the drug to be tested, and since money talks, all members of the Piggy family old enough volunteered to test the potion. Penny and her parents soon began to feel stronger and more agile, resulting in Mr. P's assumption that the drug was the panacea he'd been searching for. Unfortunately, soon after giving the medicine to Mrs. P, the Piggy family began to grow hostile and soon lost themselves to the potion's effects. The same soon happened to Mrs. P. But without the emotional fortitude to stop his wife's rampage, he simply let her go free to cause havoc among Lucella's citizens. Attempts to create new cures to this infection, attempts such as the potion he gave to Bunny at the hospital, proved to be failures. But then you came along. It is revealed that at the hospital, signs of infection were found within you. However, you never turned like the others. The hospital was attacked before his men could finish their research into your seeming immunity, so Mr. P fled under the assumption that such a severe attack would obviously result in you and Bunny's infection. Mr. P has nothing left to say aside from well wishes and a hope that you and your group of survivors are able to find a cure. When you meet back up with Zizzy and Pony after they have successfully fought off the infected, you are left with the confirmation that Mr. P has been stopped and the fact that Georgie has an idea of where to look for the cure. And that's just the end of Book 1. Book 2 has stories of warring gang factions who have sprung back up during the infection, revenge and redemption arcs for those who betrayed their friends, and even the presence of an extra-dimensional being known as TIO, who may or may not have been the cause of the disease that led to the infection's creation in the first place on some twisted mission to free the world from the burden of free choice. The summary section has gone on long enough as is, but the story takes just enough twists and turns while keeping meaningful payoffs that it actually feels fairly fulfilling as a narrative for you to want to see through. Will you, Zizzy, and the others find a cure? Will you lose more friends to the infection? Will you learn how and why Doggy was infected? Are you truly immune? You'll just have to play the game to find out for yourself. Or tell me if you want a plot summary video on Book 2 and the other extra chapters in the comments below. With that being said, you may have issues finding this lore naturally with how the game plays. I just spent so much time hyping up the story, but honestly, it may be easier for me to show you what I mean about the difficulty you may face accessing it. Music alone does not a game make. So let's try and play a bit. Pig parody. Take that, alliteration. Oh my god. Oh, why do I look like that? I changed my Roblox avatar a tiny bit. Oh. Okay, so I guess we're just, like, hanging out. Or not. It just goes instantly into the game. I don't entirely understand. We're just, doing our own thing, I guess. You can't change the field of view. Oh, you can actually by right-clicking. Oh! Okay, so it's a... What the fuck? What the fuck? Let's take a moment here and compartmentalize what we just saw. Thought 1, it just puts you right into the game? You don't get to choose anything? You just go right into the game? Extra chapters? I don't... This is a game for children. I feel like I should be able to figure this out. Let's try it again. Okay. So we're voting, I guess. Bot has been selected. Okay. Cool. Cool. Maybe I just need to pay more attention. We're in a Suwulabwe. No, a carnival. I don't know. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Granny. Can't get enough of this sugar crisp. Control and Shift do the same thing. Why is F run? Yeah. How do I grab things? Just click? Ah, poo. Piggy was woken up. Kinda like Dead by Daylight, it would seem. You're supposed to navigate this by... Oop! Pig. You are supposed to navigate this by, I got stuck. That was an entirely skill issue. I got stuck, and it just pulls you out to the lobby. It pulls you out to the lobby? The lobby. You die and it says, nah, get the fuck out of here. F for fun. Alright. I got stuck on a curb that I couldn't get around, and then I died to a clown. Sounds about right for me, honestly. So there's only one game at a time. What I was trying to say is it really seems like you need to move with your, not the A and D keys, but you need to just dictate where you go. Is this a fucking Genshin Impact character? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yamiko Genshin Impact! Yeah, it seems like you really have to guide where you're going with the right click and the mouse. Which is just something I'll have to get used to. It very much is just a game where you are thrown into it and told to figure it out, which, you know what? Fair. I like fish. Run, shark suit, run! It's kind of crazy that you can only have one game going at a time in the entire server of Roblox, though. Oh, he fell. This is whack. Yeah, I didn't exactly expect it. I guess become a ghost. Why am I bald? Wait a minute. You can see my teeth and my tongue! Alright! Bald! Bald! I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I'm a ghost, so I'm not supposed to be doing anything at the moment. Ghosts are forbidden to have hair. Ugh. Another reason. Another? I'm really turning British, huh? Another reason to never let the demons inside of you win. You'll be bald. But game over. Understood. We have to win at least one game, right? We've gotta. There's no way we could do this and not at least try to win a game. Either be British or be American. I don't want to say I want to be American right now. Can we go to the house? I'm just gonna vote for house, because I have never played this game. And if I'm the only one who votes, yippee, house. Alright, we get to play chapter 1. Nice. Sure, we'll say bot. Unless you want to be from some fictional place like Narnia or Australia. Yeah. Everyone knows Australia isn't real. The cop car. Well, this is the place that Georgie Piggy was last seen. What was that sound? Oh god, what did it look like? I think I got bonked on the head. Oh no. I've got to get out of here. Cool, I got a green key. I assume this goes to some green place. Ah, I need a plank. Uh-oh. Piggy's awake. Oh, shit, dude. Don't come up here. I don't think I can make it if I try to jump that. Okay. I wonder if there's fall damage in this game. We're gonna see. Yeah, there is indeed fall damage in this game. Ah, poo! Ah, shit, dude! But it seems like a fairly straightforward game, all things considered. Kind of repetitive, but not, like, bad. I wish there was, like... Uh-oh. Koi Chef G! What happened? He got killed in front of me. That's what happened. Okay, Piggy. I think that this could probably use some polishing, but there is some nice lore. Why is it actually a pretty decent escape map? Yeah, it is pretty decent. Like, the map layout is pretty good. There's plenty of ways to get away from Piggy. Oh god, I hate the ghost form. See, thing would be in here, and then there would be teal- whoa, why am I climbing this? And then you'd need a hammer? Question mark? So he needs a plank from somewhere to get over to the side, which I assume if anyone had a hammer, you could probably take a plank from the door. Yeah, bro has red key. Go, bro. Do it, bro. I'm with you. Bro, careful, she's coming. Oh, Piggy can jump. Piggy has yumps. But she can't pathfind. Oh, well, that's not fair. I die if I fall from 2 stories above, but Piggy can do whatever she wants. Let's see how our friend is doing. I'm gonna stream snipe him so I can figure out how to play. So he went outside, and he has a wrench. Robots don't have bones, so that's all you can figure. You know what? Fair. Piggy has strong knees. Piggy never skips leg day. Oh, uh-oh. She didn't pathfind the way she was supposed to. Nice. I really wish you could play other instances of the game. Hospital, not finished. Oh, so these are people's, like, personal servers. Squid Game. This is where the signal came from. Where are we? What is this place? I guess we're going in then. What is this place? Oh, they killed him. Understood. That's just how it goes, I guess. Piggy is gone for 20 seconds. Okay. Is there anything in here? No. Red key. Med bay. I guess I'll take this green key and try and figure something out. Okay, that's on fire. That's not great. I think the biggest downside of this is that I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I have ammo for a gun. Roblox gun. Okay. Split 'em. I kinda wish there was some music. I won't lie. I wish there was some music going on. Plans to deal with usage. Oh, okay. S'il vous plaît! Assistez-moi! I'm so used to hitting... Okay, cool. I'm so used to hitting shift to run that I keep accidentally doing that. Seems like you just survive. There's gotta be an objective, right? Poor Julius. Also very funny that the audio is just slowed down pyro. I might sound like a boomer here. I don't understand. She has a gun! And she killed him, but only temporarily. Way to go! Way to go, Kitten Mittens. There's obviously an objective. Like, the objective seems, for all of these, just to be escape. This type of horror. Pumpkin, thank you for the sub. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm trying to learn a children's game. I will say, it is all kind of a fetch quest. They got out! Woohoo! Hey, that's me. Cool, I guess. I really want to try and at least get through a game. So I'm gonna vote for the house. I mean, it's gotta be easier, right? With bot. So Carnival. Okay, so there's for when we have a lock to unlock it with. It seems like just going around and opening all the doors is a good plan, you know? Hi, kitten. Thanks, kitten. Piggy's gone for 20 seconds. Immediately, someone shot him. So we need a plank. Horror sting, horror sting, horror sting. Which means we need a hammer, probably? Anything useful in here? Yes! I discovered flare blueprint. What does it mean, Goofy? Oh cool, they found the planks. I'm sure there's more cooperation going on if you can hear. Orange key, where orange key go? Key code. Okay. I'll try distracting so that she can put the key code in. Oh, she needs to find the key code. Gotcha. I assume it would be like a piece of paper somewhere, probably in a safe. Well, I just so happen to have... I don't think this works now. Do you have... I know, I'm trying. I'm trying, girl. They got it. They left me. Cool. We win. Mr. P, I'm here to... Who are you? Zizzy, are they infected? Pony, the infected don't talk. What the fuck is going on? Right, I knew that. I'm Zizzy, and this is my friend Pony. I mean, I might as well be infected. Look at my fucking head. I am Marcus Collett. What are you doing here? We came to look for survivors. We've got a safe place. So, I'm interpolating. I'm interpolating the lore. Oh look, they've got a friend too. Do I? He's got a knife. That's no friend. That's one of them. Don't worry, I got this. Thanks. That was a close one. Let's bring you back with us. This place is dangerous. Do the infected just have knives? When you become infected, you get red eyes and also grow a knife from your hand. So the lore I'm getting from this is it's a My Little Pony infection AU where the piggies, the Peppa Piggies, want to kill, I guess. And they infect people? I mean, it makes sense. There's an infection mode. I don't know what's going on, but I'm doing my best. Can it go in there? I guess I can't go in there. Why do I hold my hands out like that when I... Okay, so I've got some ammo. Don't know where I'm gonna go, though. But I can take this plank and put it somewhere. I will admit that I feel a bit stupid. Girl, I wish I could type and tell you I have plank. I have plank. I have hat on head. I have purse. Oh, I'm up here now. Cool. I'm just following this girl because it seems like she knows what she's doing. Looking for gas. Understood. Find some gas. Oh. I guess they found the last thing of gas. You're lucky I brought gas, doggy. I didn't. The yassified twink next to the little Roblox guys is giving me a bit of whiplash. Okay, I have some thoughts. They're not necessarily bad thoughts, because it's a good little game, like, especially for being a free game, and there's so many levels of it to play. A lot of cooperative opportunity. And obviously, oh, I'm just T-posing through it. It's hard to make a story out of something that was literally just a shitpost in the beginning, you know? It's hard to do that. T-posing inside the car has to add some points. I think it does. Or probably just not, oh god, where am I? Oh, I'm in the fucking house again. I'm back in the fucking building again. I don't know where to go from here. Oh wait, yes I do! I spent all that time watching the other guy. Hello. Hi, friend. Oh, caught in the wall. Piggy, no! Well... Okay. Where is she? Claire! Your books! You have to return your library books, Claire! Don't know where green keys meant. Uh-oh. Not in here, that's for sure. Arnar, Emma. Okay, there's a purple key up here, which I don't think I need right now. Jump scaring myself all the fucking way home. Give me that. Give me this. Ah, damn it! I left the key for that one upstairs! I fucking saw the teal key, too! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to lock you in there, buddy. Piggy! Leave him alone! He probably knows more what he's doing! Piggy! Come this way! Follow me, Piggy! I'm right here! Okay, cool. We are blue key! Oh, 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 oh. Claire! Your library books! Okay. We need a gear? Alright. Can we? Oh, game over. I guess we lose. Well, it was close. I say with a heavy inflection on a question mark. Ugh. The game certainly does not hold your hand as you go into it. There's no tutorial slapped in your face, and there's no real choice of lobby when you load into the game as a normal player. You just get thrown into whichever level has been voted on and into whatever game mode has been chosen, with not much say unless you create a private server to play all by yourself. You do have to pay for a VIP lobby if you want a solo run, but supposedly you can make a smaller custom lobby. I still haven't figured out how to do it, and listen, I may be stupid, but I feel like it should not be an Indiana Jones adventure just to figure out where to make a new level lobby for a specific chapter that you want to play. If the ability actually exists and I wasn't just lied to on the internet for fun. Playing co-op means that you don't have much say in teammates. And one issue still persists, and that, like, if you die, you do not get to see the ending cutscenes, even if the others in the lobby win. Maybe my instance was just bugged, and that's not how it works for everyone else. But it could get pretty irritating having to play the same level after voting for the same lobby and waiting for new people you do not know the skill level of to join each time. To be fair, most of the levels are fairly straightforward, but I wouldn't expect anyone to play a game perfectly on their first try, even if you received proper instructions at the start of each game. To add on to that, must say that the gameplay can be a bit confusing at times without much instruction and with multiple people who can't really communicate well, unless you have in-game voice chat turned on, trying to accomplish the same goal. Like, you'll go from one place to find one color key to unlock one door. However, by the time you get back to the next key you need, someone else has come by and taken it and replaced the key with a hammer. Especially since joining via the main lobby at times flings you into a game that's already well over halfway through. It can be a frustrating experience where you feel like you're floundering and trying to find out just where you're supposed to go. Again, these are not the longest matches in the world, but it is still annoying to be thrown into a game where you do not know the objectives, are not familiar with who is an enemy and who is an ally, and don't even get to see the opening cutscene that would give you a smack roll of context as to what your goal is. My very first game ever playing Piggy was not in the first chapter, you know? Which is a shame, because the house being the first level would be a great tutorial for how the rest of the levels work. It's fairly random and literally up to popular vote that determines which level you get to play. Meaning, if you're unlucky enough, you might never get to play the exact level that you want. Also, as I'm writing the script, I tried to load into a new match, and I really regret not recording it because it fucking spawned me into the military base level, literally right in front of the flamer. Meaning I died instantly with zero chance to play the fucking game, and it kicked me right back out to the lobby after. Are you fucking kidding me? The game can be fun and just complex enough to keep you coming back for more. But I will admit, I was not having a great time when I started playing it on stream. The experience felt akin to joining a new class during the last 6 weeks of a school year. Everyone else already seems to know what's going on, but you're seen as the dumb one for not understanding everyone else's inside jokes or the instructions the teacher hammered into your class during the first week of school. It was an annoying enough experience trying to get any amount of B-roll that I had to just find other YouTubers' playthroughs to show footage of cutscenes and gameplay. Shout out to Superior for giving permission for their footage to be used like that. I simply do not have time for the sufficient task of trying to get footage of each level organically. Ultimately, it is a simple game with simple mechanics, but an addictive feel that makes you really want to get better at each chapter and leaves players wanting more. It's also no wonder it became a commercial success with toys and figures abound. Between the simple and easy to draw character models and the fast pace of the gameplay, it's a perfect recipe for young children to have a first and relatively safe foray into the horror game genre. But with that being said, is it SLOP? Stupid or purposefully dumb? Yeah, I'd say that the concept is kind of stupid, but it's not trying to be more than it is. Piggy knows that it's a goofy Peppa Pig-inspired game, and the extra lore is just a bonus. It doesn't insist upon itself, and its tone stays pretty PG, scary comedy the whole way through. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and because the creator basically made it for the lols, they could add whatever convoluted story beats they wanted and still leave it feeling not out of place. Low effort. Not necessarily. Low quality graphics makes sense for the limitations within the Roblox game engine, and for the fact that it is meant to be a parody of Peppa Pig. The style and gameplay suits the game, even if there are some elements that I think could use some work. Later chapters grow bigger and more complex, showing that the creator's level of effort grew with the game's level of success and popularity. Obnoxious, annoying, or irritating in game mechanics or otherwise. Yes. I know I'll probably get flamed for saying this, but the game's instancing alone is enough to get the obnoxious title. I want to be able to choose my gaming experience and know what the hell I am doing. Others may love the thrill of a gacha pull style level selection, but I do not. Paltry, small, or inconsequential. In my opinion, No, there are so many levels between Book 1 and Book 2, and nearly endless ways to play. Even with this game being so short on a level-to-level basis, you can get a good amount of playtime and replayability between the different game modes, player configurations, and levels to choose from. Additionally, the cultural impact Piggy has had is undeniable. From the toys found IRL to the numerous knockoff games trying to capitalize on its success, I do not think I could even try calling Piggy a paltry game. In the end, I am shocked and happy to say that Piggy is not the SLOP that I initially assumed it to be. I would not say it's my particular choice of game, and I won't lie. I think I would much rather play a remake that is single player versus bots with a more streamlined chapter progression than ever touch this game in the state that it's in right now. But that does not mean it's a bad game or that anyone is wrong for enjoying it. And if it ever got a single-player console release with some updated graphics and everything, you know I'd be there. I can't give its lore an in-depth analysis and pick apart every little piece of subtext crumb by crumb like I do in my Ina videos, because, well, it just isn't there. It would be like MadPat trying to dissect the very hungry caterpillar. I'm sure you could overanalyze anything to the moon and back, but why would I want to do that when the story is perfectly fine as is? A pulpy action survival horror game that does not take itself too seriously. Straightforward and no less than what it advertises on the box. Piggy is a carton of Sonic fries. Surprisingly tasty and sometimes with a bonus tater tot in the mix to bring a smile to your face, but still just a fast food spud. Thank you for getting to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I think I did a lot better with this slop horror video than my first one, so maybe one day I'll remake the Garden of Bonbon slop horror. Who knows? All I can say is, thank you very much to my Patreon supporters. I love you guys very, very much, and I could not make these videos without your support. At our brother, sibling, sister tier, we have Veery, Box Kit, Miss Mercuriel, and Ash Valentine. At our Mummies, Daddies, and Guardians tier, we have Kai and Mary, as well as our newest supporter on Patreon, who I have not had the time to make the sketch of yet, ATAC. And at our Gods, Goddesses, and Deities tier, we have Agent Ness and Gods and Punks. Make sure to join the Patreon for early access to art, scripts for future videos, exclusive writing, podcast versions of videos, and even merchandise 3 times a year for our highest tier supporters. I hope you have an absolutely scrabdangulous day. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Oh, do you want some ASMR of me pouring a cup of tea? Here, let me put it right underneath the microphone.
I don't know if that worked. We'll see.